Hello. Just a note on my last video, I've been asked about that one and ones before me about the music that I play. When I grew up, there was music always round our house. My mum loved music, and my dad put up with my mum, so he loved music. Dad was very much into Dean Martin and the Crooners and those sort of things. Mum, Elvis, Elvis, and 50s rock and roll. 60s rock and roll, but very much a dancer. Mum loved dancing, um, but Elvis was the only person that my mum would have married apart from my dad, and she always would just everything stopped to listen to Elvis. So there was always music in the house. I've had three elder brothers and an elder sister, or 2 years in between us all. So I was at the bottom, and I got a mixture of different music. Basically, I'm a rock chick of the 80s, but a lot of that music I can't use because of copyright issues. But I do like music that tells stories, so which tends to lead me to Americana and modern country music. With the internet now, I listen to a lot of American stations and Irish stations, to be truthful. So I get a variety of all sorts of things, and of course with my son as well, we're very close. So I get some of his drum and bass as well, and I get little snippets of music. I don't know where he got the drum and bass from, really. The first concert I took him to was Def Leppard, so I don't, and we've been to Download, so I don't know where I went wrong on that one, but yeah, the music is a godsend in our job. The radio is a godsend, so I'll try and put some sort of information on, so at least you can find the tracks. And for any of my European friends, the first song on that last video was by Runrig, which are a Scottish band, and you may not have understood them because they were singing in Scottish Gaelic, which as their Celts. So don't think you got it wrong. No, they weren't singing in English. But the song that was playing behind me coming down Miguel's Mountain that reminded me as soon as I heard it of my brother was a song called Old Hat by a new singer-songwriter called Claire Dunn. I'll put other information on the end of this. So any questions, just leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. When it comes to my brother, he's 4 years old. He was 4 years older than me. There was another brother in between. Me and Phil were very close when we were growing up. People used to think we were twins. We went everywhere together when we were younger. Obviously, as you grow, you get in your teenagers. As siblings, you all do your own thing. You all change, but we were always very close. Taught me how to do lots of things without having to have somebody to fix them. Taught me how electricity worked. Taught so that I could fix my own wiring. He taught me how to put bricks together so I could build my own walls. Just things that I didn't realise that I knew, that through time I've picked up. Things about the driving. He taught me to drive. I was with him the minute that he passed his test. I was nagging him to go with him. He worked nights, and he delivered fruit and veg through the night, and every Friday, every holiday, any day that I could, I always went with him. So that's how I learned to drive, to do my job, and a great inspiration. He went and lived in Australia for a while, and that's where the hat song comes into it. He always wore a hat in Australia. It got so hot, and even when he came back, he still wore it for a long time. Unfortunately, he was a manic depressive. He's or bipolar that they call it nowadays, and he worked too hard, so which led to drinking too much, which unfortunately his body couldn't cope with over the years, so that's why we lost him. But even to the day he died, the day before he died, we were joking and we were laughing. He was in hospital and he was worrying about how much I was paying for parking. So it just shows how careful he was. We're not tight, we're just frugal, was the joke. Friends of mine take their lessons, taught them how to drive, and yes, sadly missed. And in the last year, 6 months, when my mum's been ill, I've missed him even more. Have a problem.